Paul Gascoigne was mentally scarred from the childhood trauma of watching a friend die in his arms following a car crash, and despite football offering him a way out of that early darkness, it still wasn't enough. What led to his dramatic fall from grace? Or did the relentless pursuit by media, obsessed with his every move, play a pivotal role in his downfall? Join us today as we go into the complex life of Paul Gascoigne. Paul John Gascoigne was born on May 27, 1967. He was an English former professional footballer who excelled as an attacking midfielder, widely celebrated as one of the best playmakers of his era, and regarded among the greatest English footballers of all time, was probably the most popular man in Britain in the 90s. This widespread public admiration and interest in Gascoigne became famously known as Gazzamania. Gascoigne was the son of John Gascoigne, a hod carrier, and Carol, a factory worker. He was named Paul John in homage to Beatles members Paul McCartney and John Lennon, and he had Irish roots through his grandparents. He attended Breckenbed's Junior High School and then Heathfield Senior High School in the Low Fell area of Gateshead. Although he initially failed to make an impression during a trial at Ipswich Town, his football talents were evident while playing for Gateshead boys. Despite unsuccessful trials at Middlesbrough and Southampton, his favorite team, Newcastle United, signed him in 1980. His early life was characterized by change and tragedy. The family initially lived in cramped conditions and moved frequently. At 10, Gascoigne witnessed the tragic death of a friend's younger brother in his arms after he was hit by an ice cream truck. Around the same time, his father started having seizures. These events led to Gascoigne developing certain obsessions and twitches, and although he began therapy, he soon quit after his father questioned the treatment methods. Gascoigne also grew an addiction to gaming machines. This addiction led him to spend all his money on them and even resort to shoplifting to support his habit. Gascoigne, motivated to financially support his family, including his parents and two sisters, saw professional football as a path to better earnings. He found solace in the sport as football freed him from his worries and twitches. On his 16th birthday, he was signed as an apprentice at Newcastle. During his time with Newcastle's youth team, Gascoigne struggled with weight issues, often appearing overweight. Jack Charlton, the Newcastle manager, concerned about his diet, gave Paul 2 weeks to lose the excess weight, leading Gascoigne to train intensely for 10 days. After 3 impactful years at Newcastle, Paul Gascoigne transferred to Tottenham Hotspur in 1987. In his debut season with Spurs, he guided the team to a 6th-place finish in the First Division. His remarkable performance earned him the BBC Sports Personality of the Year award in 1990. During the 1990-91 season, Gascoigne was a key player in Tottenham's journey to the FA Cup final. However, Tottenham was grappling with a significant financial crisis, carrying a £10 million debt. The financial strain led to the selling of Gascoigne to Lazio to alleviate financial pressures. As Spurs approached the FA Cup final against Nottingham Forest, they had already accepted an £8.5 million offer from Lazio for Gascoigne. Tragically, his final game for Tottenham was marred by injury. Only 15 minutes in, Gascoigne suffered a severe knee injury following a foul on Gary Charles, which sidelined him for the entire 1991-92 season, compounded by a nightclub incident later that year. The media was abuzz with the saga of Gascoigne's transfer to Lazio throughout 1991, often overshadowing significant national news like the recession and rising unemployment. Eventually, Gascoigne joined Lazio for £5.5 million. He received a £2 million signing-on fee and a contract worth £22,000 a week. Before the 1993 and 94 season, he fell badly out of shape. Dino Zoff, his manager at Lazio, issued him a stern ultimatum: to lose 13 kilograms before the season's start or risk losing his place in the first team. Gascoigne embarked on an extreme weight loss regimen and successfully managed to shed the excess weight. In July 1995, Paul Gascoigne moved to Rangers, joining the club for a record fee of £4.3 million and earning £15,000 a week. His impact on the team was immediate and profound. Notably, in the 5th league game of the 1995-96 season, Gascoigne scored a remarkable goal, running almost the full length of the pitch before finishing a breakaway move. This goal was pivotal, as it was the only match Celtic lost in their title campaign that season. However, things started to change in 1997. Gascoigne played a prank on his new teammate, Gennaro Gattuso, by defecating in his sock and secretly paid for Gattuso's club suits, letting him believe the club covered them. That year, Gascoigne's conduct stirred controversy, leading to a 5-match ban for violent conduct during an Old Firm derby after an altercation with Celtic midfielder Morten Weghorst. In January 1998, he sparked serious controversy during another Old Firm match at Celtic Park by miming playing a flute, a gesture symbolic of the Orange Order marchers, while warming up as a substitute. This action, which he had previously done in 1995, claiming ignorance of its significance, incited anger among Celtic fans. Rangers fined him £20,000 for this incident, and he also received a death threat from an IRA member. Even at home, Paul Gascoigne's marriage to Cheryl Gascoigne ended amid allegations of domestic violence. The relationship was also subject to intense media scrutiny, with Cheryl testifying at the Leveson inquiry about the negative portrayal she received in the press, often being labeled as a gold digger. The couple had a son, Reagan, and Gascoigne also adopted Cheryl's 2 children from her previous marriage, Bianca and Mason, who also claimed to have experienced abuse from him. Following these events, Gascoigne was admitted to the Marchwood Priory Hospital to receive treatment for his alcohol problems. He was also left out of the 1998 World Cup squad and would never play for England again. This exclusion from the 1998 World Cup squad marked a significant turning point in his career. Despite playing a crucial role in England's qualification for the tournament, his fitness and discipline issues led to manager Glenn Hoddle leaving him out of the final squad. This decision deeply affected Gascoigne, leading to a violent reaction upon learning about his exclusion by destroying a hotel room in frustration. After the World Cup, Gascoigne continued his football career, playing for Middlesbrough, where he helped them gain promotion to the Premier League. He then moved to Everton, playing his final top-flight season there before winding down his career with stints at Burnley and Chinese club Gansu Tianma, eventually retiring in 2004. Throughout this period, Gascoigne struggled with personal issues, including his battle with alcoholism, which he has spoken openly about in terms of its impact on both his professional and personal life. His battle with alcoholism included multiple relapses, despite undergoing a costly medical procedure to have anti-alcohol pellets sewn into his body. He confessed in 2021 to still struggling with alcohol, admitting that he would always be an alcoholic, but was trying to stay in control of his drinking. In 2010, Gascoigne was charged with drunk driving in Newcastle and received a suspended prison sentence. In that same year, he was involved in a bizarre incident during the manhunt for Raoul Mode, a former bouncer and bodybuilder who had gone on a deadly rampage, shooting 3 people, including his ex-girlfriend, her new partner, and a police officer. This led to a massive week-long manhunt, one of the largest in UK history. Gascoigne appeared at the scene of the standoff dressed in a dressing gown and carrying a fishing rod, lager, chicken, and a mobile phone. Claiming to be a good friend of Moat, he later explained that he was struggling with addiction and, under the influence of alcohol and cocaine, had convinced himself that he could save Moat. Gascoigne, however, had never actually met Moat. In February 2012, it was announced that he was one of those who had settled claims for damages with the publishers of the News of the World over phone hacking. In August 2013, Gascoigne was fined £1,000 for assaulting a railway guard and being drunk and disorderly at Stevenage railway station. Later that year, he admitted to harassing his ex-girlfriend Amanda Thomas and was fined and made the subject of a restraining order. In June the following year, he was back in court, this time to plead guilty to racially aggravated abuse over a joke at a show. Gascoigne was said to have humiliated a black security guard assigned to protect him during an event in Wolverhampton and was fined £1,000. In January 2017, Gascoigne was again seeking help in rehab after suffering an annus horribilis following the death of one of his nephews, 22-year-old Jay Kerrigan Gascoigne. The following year, Gascoigne's place in the Scottish Football Hall of Fame was withdrawn amid concerns over his health. In October 2019, Paul Gascoigne was cleared of sexual assault charges that stem from an incident on a cross-country train where he was accused of planting a drunken and sloppy kiss on a fellow passenger. Gascoigne defended his actions by saying he intended to comfort the woman after overhearing another passenger make derogatory comments about her weight. Paul Gascoigne's life has been significantly impacted by severe mental and emotional issues, and his struggles have led to various legal issues and hospitalizations. These personal challenges have been widely covered in the British media. Gascoigne's coaching career in football has come to an end following his dismissal as the manager of Kettering Town, and he has not been involved in professional football since. His journey reflects the difficult balance between public life as a celebrated athlete and personal battles with addiction and mental health.